Hi again, everyone. So welcome to our Masters of Science in Financial Analytics information session. We're having you here. So I'm going to hand it over to Dr. Chen, who is the MSFA faculty advisor, and then she'll be going over the program information, and then I'll be going over the application process afterwards.
Okay, thank you, Diana. Okay. Control, the agenda today. So first, I will discuss the job market outlook of finance, and then the future of the field, and challenges, opportunities, and the advantages of pursuing a master degree specifically in finance. And then I will talk about our university, the College of Business, and lastly, I will focus on our program, MS in Financial Analytics, and highlighting the benefits, the features, scheduling options, and then curriculum details. Okay, first about the job market. And with a finance degree, and you are well trained, and you are not limited to a single career path. So rather, you are equipped with a skill set that open doors to various industry and roles. And for instance, our past MSFA alumni have successfully pursued a wide range of careers in different industries, but in the finance sector. So currently, some work at prestigious companies like JP Morgan, and Morgan Stanley, US Bank, PIMCO, PwC, BlackRock, Northwestern Mutual, and some small consulting firm. And they also found roles in the finance or accounting departments of other industries like real estate, construction, manufacturing, and the media companies. And so some work like Skechers, and some media company like ABC News, NBC, and some company Raytheon, Northrop Grumman. And so whether you are interested in corporate finance, investment banking, financial planning, or emerging fields like fintech, so the opportunities are vast and diverse. So no matter your interests or aspirations, a finance degree lays the foundation for a rewarding and impactful career. Okay, and yes, the field has undergone significant transformations over the past few decades, and largely driven by technology, globalization, and the increasing regulatory complexities. So as a result, the traditional four-year undergraduate degree may not be sufficient for students to stand out in this competitive landscape. And CFA, Chartered Financial Analysts, are highly regarded and often preferred by employers. And some finance careers require advanced education as a part of the credentialing process. So a graduate degree with a CFA body of knowledge, can help fulfill the educational requirements needed and enhancing the credibility and the job prospects. Okay, so about our university, the California State University, Long Beach is renowned for its strong academic programs and commitment to student success. And the evidence, it consistently ranks among the top universities, public universities in the nation, and especially the West Coast, recognized by its diverse and inclusive campus community. And the CSULB, the College of Business, receives AACSB re-accreditation in recent 2024. And in a recent ranking by Money Magazine, CSULB was awarded a 5 out of 5 stars, positioning it as one of the best colleges in America. And the COB College of Business is a CFA University Affiliation partner. In the next 2 slides, I will dive deeper into the recognition of our college about ACSB, about the ranking from the Money Magazine. Okay, the ACSB is the Association to Advance Collegiate Schools of Business International. Okay, it's so long, so I appreciate the ACSB abbreviation. It's a prestigious accrediting body for business schools worldwide. And how strict it is. Achieving ACSB accreditation is a significant milestone for any institution, as it signifies a commitment to high standards of education, faculty qualifications, and overall institutional quality. Only about 30% of business schools in the US carry ACSB accreditation, indicating a high bar of entry. College of Business and has achieved the ACSB accreditation for all its master degree programs. And about the ranking in Money Magazine, the college has been recognized by Money Magazine as one of the top 25, sorry, one of the top 25 best value colleges in the United States. The recent year 2022, our rank is number 18. So the ranking is based on the analysis of over 20,000 data points related to 3 categories of factors: cost and quality, quality of education, affordability, and employment outcomes. Resources for students, okay, from our university. Our students are able to meet with the GBCS, the Graduate Business Career Services, for one-on-one appointment for resume and a cover letter review, career planning, job search strategy, mock interviews, and more. So for example, our cohort, the MSFA, the current cohort, they will take their comprehensive exam in the coming summer, and encourage these students to participate in this service, and I offer the credit. So we have the very enthusiastic, okay, the advisors to meet with our students. So in the past, it's not like that there's so much demand and less supply. Actually, it's the opposite. The students scheduled with the coursework, and then we have with the devoted the advisors. They approached me to offer the credit to the students to motivate them to participate in this service. And so we are like a very rich, okay, and in these resources. And also we have talk about the resume writing, mock interviews, and then there is another service called the resume book. So the opportunity for the students to showcase their resume, and then these resumes are shared with the employers, and they're looking to hire our graduate business students. Okay, so we have our separated data bank, okay, for the employers and our students. The mentor program, yeah, is a great way for the students to connect with the professionals at different stages of their careers. It gives students the chance to ask those questions they've always had floating around, but they don't have quite get answered in school. Okay, and then we have the ambassadors program. And so these ambassadors connect the current graduate students with prospective students, providing insights okay, into the graduate experience. And Cal State Long Beach is a enormous, large university. So we have a robust system for the alumni network and facilitates connections among over 400,000 alumni globally. The network offers numerous engagement opportunities, allowing alumni to leverage their skills and expertise through events, mentoring, and the network. And other, okay, the benefits and the features of our program specifically, okay, MSFA is a 12-month program, and we offer evening classes, okay, so allowing flexibility for working professionals. And here I mentioned that we have the classes in evenings and the Saturday, okay, morning, but that's very rare. Only once, okay, during the COVID, and then the faculty is not available during the weekdays, and then we have one session during the Saturday morning. But after that, for the past, I would say 3 or 4 years, and all the courses are scheduled in the evening, okay, during the weekdays from a Monday to a Thursday, and mainly from 7 to 9:45. Okay, so very flexible for working professionals. And our program is a cohort based. And so the students, okay, take mandatory 4 courses per semester. Okay, and then so small group, and we intentionally, okay, cap the group to 35. Okay, occasionally 40, but usually we run the cohort from 20 to 30. Okay, the size of the program. So it fosters a very strong, okay, networking opportunities among the students. And yeah, this with the professional, okay, training. So the students who perform well in the fall, okay, the first semester in the fall, and they will be eligible for the opportunity to participate in the BIG, the Beach Investment Group program, okay, the associate program in the subsequent semesters, like the fall and then the summer. And this program provides students hands-on experience managing real-life investment portfolios. And additionally, okay, yes, okay, we integrate CFA prep package and Python training into the curriculum to enhance skill sets and the preparation for industry certifications. And both are free, okay? The CF prep package from Kaplan is included into your program, and the Python training, which will be launched in summer before you officially take the class in fall. So these are the online bootcamp. They are also free. Okay, developed by our faculty, and also office hours available. Okay, part of the program. Okay, the students. Okay, as I mentioned, that our university is a CFA University Affiliation Partner. So we have the opportunities for our students to get the CFA student scholarships. So this eliminates the cost of enrollment and the registration and reduce the fee when the students take the CFA. Okay, but gradually, okay, more and more students aimed to take the CFA and apply for these scholarships, the competition becomes more fierce. Okay. Okay, additionally, affordable tuition. We talk about the business, we talk about the finance, and from my previous students, not just one, okay, came back and they say the program is the most valuable, the profitable, okay, investment that they have ever made. Okay, leverage your job career, okay, job opportunities, career path, and at the same time, we compare to other schools, and we offer very economical, okay, affordable program. And so this is a state-side program, and then I will mention about the tuition and then the fees. And meanwhile, we don't call graduate, we don't call GA, we call it instructional student assistantships, ISA. So these are available, okay, for eligible students. So you will have to apply, okay? And as I mentioned, we have the BIG program, and the students manage the real, okay, portfolios. And so we have Bloomberg terminals in our IT, in our computer labs. And the Bloomberg terminals, we have quite a luxury 12 okay, terminals, and providing students opportunity to real financial data and analytical tools. And so these are the opportunities the student, after the training, they can get a Bloomberg certified, okay, and then put it into their resume. The Bloomberg system is the preeminent resource for news, data, and analytical tools in the financial world. And they are the same platform, the same information and analysis tools used by market professionals. And so we have these resources, and we are able to, okay, better prepare our students to enter and to be a productive member of the investment management community. Okay, talking about our faculty group, and led by a diverse faculty, okay, comprising CFA professionals, PhD holders, finance professors. So our classes provide a rich learning experience, blending practical expertise with academic rigor. Okay, so these are the testimonials from our graduate business career services, and some previous students, and some employers. And these underscore the effectiveness of the program in preparing the students in the job market. So for instance, the GBS, okay, the GBCS, the email mentioned, okay, some company come back and ask for more recommendations, and then they would like somebody, okay, like our previous students, and who have the skills and work with large data sets and well-training skills. And students, yeah, got the offer from a PIMCO, and also the VP from a PIMCO, and we have close connection, sustainable, I would say sustainable, yeah, the collaboration from years to years. And they consistently hire our students for, or they hire at least one student from our program so far, yeah, every year. So this is the sample schedule, and the coming summer. So for your group, this will be summer 2025, okay? And the all newly admitted students, okay, offered to take a Python bootcamp, and in August. Our faculty developed the materials and posted online, and we use Canvas, okay, Canvas online. And he released the materials at the end of July, and paste, okay, stage, step by step, training videos, assessment. And in August, he offered the office hours, okay, and the bootcamp is designed to provide intro to Python, the fundamental skill be blended into the later program, okay, the curriculum. So it's important to know that don't be panic, okay, there is no pass or fail in the bootcamp, and rather it serves as a valuable learning opportunity for all students. And in the following semester, like a fall, spring, and the Python, the Python skills will be enhanced in at least one or two courses per semester. So you will have the class project, okay, and involved, okay, with the Python. So in the fall and the spring semesters, there are 4 courses offered, as I mentioned, from Monday to Thursday evenings. And during the summer session, and which runs usually, okay, from the end of May to the beginning of July, and the 8 weeks, okay, you will take additional 2 courses, 6 week, sorry, over the 6-week summer session, and you will take additional 2 courses. So it's a 4 plus 4 plus 2. That's a total 10 courses. And after you successfully complete the 10 courses, and you will take a comprehensive exam in the summer as a culminating experience. And we offer 2 attempts, okay, and in July and August. And successfully complete the 10 courses, which means you maintain 3.0 GPA and you pass all the course. So if you have any D, okay, any D, and you have to retake the class. So it's yeah, quite intensive and the curriculum. Okay, so how about the applicants with no finance background and don't have any, okay, undergraduate preparation in business, in finance, particular financial management, you will be accepted under, we call the conditional admitted, okay, conditional admission. So you will enroll in Finance 501, financial management, in the summer session before formally starting the program in the fall. And you need to take the past course with a grade at B or above, okay, B or above, to formally start the program in the fall semester. And the deadline, okay, for domestic application is June 1st. And I recommend that, okay, applicants with no finance backgrounds, you apply earlier because our admission is on rolling basis. So if you apply early, it will allow you, okay, sufficient time to register for Finance 501. And if you are conditionally admitted, so you can begin the class in July on time, the July, okay, the 501. Okay, this table, okay, is the alignment between the CFA topics and our MSFA curriculum. And if you search online the curriculum, you will see the topic. For instance, Finance 660 is a seminar in financial institutions and ethics. And 640 is a seminar in quantitative methods. 690 is a seminar in international finance and economics. And so we have together 10 courses. So here we have 9, okay, and cover all the topics in CFA. The last course, 691, is our comprehensive course in summer, so which will prepare you for the comprehensive exam. Oh, Diana, okay.
Thank you,
Yeah,
Dr.
then we'll
Chen.
talk about application process. Yes.
Okay, thank you so much. So yeah, my name is Diana. I'm one of the advisors, and we're just going to be going step by step through the application process. All right, so we're going to start off with eligibility requirements. So you would need to have either graduated or be in the process of graduating with your bachelor's degree from a regionally accredited university. Now, the undergraduate GPA requirement, the university minimum is at a 2.5 GPA out of a 4.0 grading scale. Now, just keep in mind that the College of Business, because we are a little bit more of a competitive program, we do, our minimum GPA is going to be at a 2.75 or greater. As a general note, just meeting the minimum or general requirements does not guarantee admission. So typically more competitive students may have a 3.0 GPA or higher. Now, if you graduated or attained your degree from outside the US, you would be subject to submitting an English language proficiency test. So the CIE office does require, they have a lot of tests available. on your screen, you do have TOEFL, IELTS, or Duolingo. You will need to submit one test, not all three. As a reminder, we'll be sending over the PowerPoint as a PDF after the presentation. So feel free to take notes, but we'll also be sending this over as well. Right, so application process. First, you'll be creating a profile through CalState Apply. We do have 4 quadrants. We also have an application guide that will be provided later on. It's just like a step-by-step guide as well. You'll pay the $70 application fee. Just note that this fee is non-refundable. And unfortunately, we do not offer any application fee waivers at the graduate level. So just kind of keep that in mind. Now, the fall 2025 deadlines, it's already passed for international students, but it is coming up June 1st for any domestic students or students who aren't on an F1 visa. And then you'll submit your transcripts and test scores to the university as needed. So application components, you'll be submitting an updated copy of your resume, video statement of purpose, short answer essay, as well as 2 letters of recommendation. And in my slides later on, we'll just kind of talk a little bit more about those requirements. So this is what your CalState Apply should look like. Make sure that you are selecting the correct term. So right now you will select the fall 2025. If you select any other term, those won't be available. So since those applications aren't open yet, on your screen, you should be able to click graduate for graduate student. Now, when you create your portal and you're logged in, these are the 4 quadrants that we mentioned about. So personal information, academic history, supporting information, and program materials. So once you have finished a quadrant completely, the circles will turn completely green. And that's how you'll be notified if you are finishing that section. If you've started a section and you saved it and you want to go back to it, but you haven't completed that section, your circle will be half filled. So it won't turn entirely green. So that's how you know, hey, that section is in progress. I need to go back to it. All 4 sections need to be completed green before you can successfully submit CalState Apply. So let's say if your screen looked like how it does on the screen, the system will not allow you to submit your application. So quadrant 1, this is your personal information. So make sure that you are filling this information out correctly. So it's asking for your biodemographic information, contact information. Make sure that the email that you have that you logged in with is an email that you're checking periodically, and make sure that you are checking for any typos or anything like that. Sometimes in the past, students have either included a wrong email, and that they aren't receiving any notifications because it's not going to the correct email. So just make sure that you're correcting all this information and you fill it out thoroughly. Quadrant 2 is where you're listing your universities or community colleges that you attended. So you can input that there. GPA entries, this section is optional. You can enter your GPA as best as you can. When enrollment services goes ahead and process your application later on, they will recalculate your GPA. So this would just be more of an estimate. And then standardized tests, you can input the test. I'm not reporting any tests, mainly because the GMAT or GRE is not required. We are not even waiving it. It's just not required completely. So you can disregard that. If you do need to submit an English language exam, you can list the information here, but make sure that you're submitting the official scores to the university later on. Third quadrant, supporting information. This will be asking for your experiences. Good news, you could just report, I'm not adding any experiences, and that will bypass this section. So this will be the easiest section that you can fill out. And then last but not least, we do have our 4th quadrant. So this is where you'll be spending a lot more of your time. A big bulk of preparing for the application will be spent on this section. So under the questions tab, you'll be linking your video statement of purpose. So for this, you want to make sure that you keep it 3 to 5 minutes total. So typically this would be answering the 4 questions on your screen and, making sure that each question is around a minute or approximately. So you want to first briefly introduce yourself, explain your educational and or career background. What are your career goals over the next 3 to 5 years? What is your long-term dream job? and what are you doing to best prepare yourself for graduate school? So for your case, though, you can use any sort of video platform, just as long as the video is public and viewable without our office having to go log in or create an account. Some of the more popular platforms are going to be YouTube, maybe Vimeo or Google Drive. If you do Google Drive, make sure again your video link is public. You've already corrected the settings on that. If we aren't able to access your video statement of purpose, that will kind of prolong the admission process, and we will be reaching out later on for you to kind of correct this information. All right. All right, the documents tab is where you're uploading your resume, short answer, essay, and test waiver. So resume, any updated copy is perfectly fine. So this can be like if you were applying to a job or anything like that, that's where you'll be uploading. And then next, your short answer essay. This is a little different from your video statement of purpose, mainly because it's a lot shorter. It's 1 page maximum, 12-point font, double space with 1-inch margins. And your prompt is basically describing a time where you experienced a challenge, hardship, or obstacle. How did you overcome that challenge? And then what would you do differently if you could experience that challenge or obstacle all over again? So make sure that the situation that you're talking about is appropriate for the missions committee to kind of a little bit more about what's made you you, how have you overcome that, and then that will just kind of show them like your writing style and a little bit more background information as well. All right, so recommendations tab, letters of recommendation. So 2 letters of recommendations are required. So on this section, you'll input your recommender's name and email addresses under the recommendations tab. As soon as you save this information on CalState Apply, they will receive an automated email separately to complete the letter of recommendation request on their own. So make sure that you are asking like your letters or your recommenders ahead of time, give them a heads up. These letter recommendations should include a short summary of your history with a person, how and when did you meet, how long have you worked together, or when were you in the class, and then what capacity do they know you, a detailed statement of the characteristics that they believe will enable you to excel when you're in the master's or graduate studies, and a few specific descriptions of the contributions you have brought to your organization or classroom. And then you want to close with a strong closing statement of endorsement for your candidacy. So a lot of the time students will ask, who can I ask to be my your recommender? This could be a past or current professor, or supervisor, advisor, mentor. So someone who could really vouch for you. And then you just want to make sure that they kind of hit these key bullet points, and then give them a heads up when you're making the request so they can upload that letter for you later on. All right, transcripts. So these are for any domestic universities. Do not submit your official transcripts until after you have submitted and paid for CalState Apply. If you submit your transcripts too early on, it won't have an application to attach to. So make sure that you don't jump the gun and just go ahead and submit it after you submit CalState Apply. Now, domestic institutions, transcripts can be submitted electronically at the email on your screen, es-idp trans at csulb.edu. And this goes directly to enrollment services, but keep in mind, this is for domestic institutions only, so within the United States. Or you can request your official transcripts to be mailed to the enrollment services on the address at your screen. Good news for anyone who attended Cal State Long Beach. You don't need to submit any official Cal State Long Beach transcripts to us. We have access to your transcripts, so you can save a little bit of money on that. You don't need to submit those transcripts to us. All right, if you had attended an international institution or a university that's outside the US, again, don't submit your transcripts until after you have submitted CalState Apply. You'll contact the Center for International Education Admissions with any questions that you have. So typically you'll be, after you submit CalState Apply, you'll be uploading your unofficial transcripts through their portal, through a link. And then once you have been admitted to the program, that's when you'll be submitting your official transcripts to the university. So you could be processed off of your unofficial transcripts first, and then later on you'll submit them. And then the address will be a little bit different. You'll be submitting it to our international admissions office instead. And again, I'll send this presentation after our presentation is over. All right, so we do have a fast track application for any current undergraduate seniors at College of Business if you have a major or minor in business. So you must have a 3.0 GPA or higher at the time when you apply, and you must maintain that 3.0 when you graduate. So if you do kind of meet these conditions or interested in the fast track, you can contact us by emailing us for a direct link to the fast track application. Now, for the fast track, we will be extending the deadline up until May 23rd. So you do have a little bit of time. If you'll say any of the previous links, it'll say May 1st, but for us, you get a little special deadline extension. So go ahead, email us as soon as possible so we can get that sent over to you. Again, this is only for current Cal State Long Beach undergraduate students. And now just make sure you submit it as soon as possible, earlier than that, just because we need to make sure that we can get this approved and then send you instructions on how you can submit Cal State Apply. And what fast track is, it just kind of waives a lot of the application process. So go ahead and reach out to us for more information. All right, some frequently asked questions. So does this program application require GMAT or GRE? So as a reminder, no. MSFA application does not require GMAT or GRE. Oh, sorry. So yeah, so GMAT or GRE is not required. You don't need to submit it. It's not going to be reviewed. So that won't be necessary. Is the MSFA program STEM designated? So yes, it is STEM designated. So hopefully there aren't any, if there's any international applicants here, and you're, ahead looking at fall 26, yes, so this program is STEM designated, so that's good news. Do I need to have work experience to apply? So this particular program does not require any sort of formal work experience. Of course, if you do have some like internships or work experience, that's a plus, but again, it's not required. And then can this program be completed part-time? Unfortunately not. This is a full-time cohort model and it's completed in 1 year. So again, as Dr. Chen had mentioned, you'll start in the fall, you'll do fall, spring, and then you will finish up in the summertime. So basically you'll finish up in 3 semesters in 1 year. So it's a pretty fast turnaround time. And then do you provide CFA test prep? Yes, the program will provide test prep for the CFA level 1. So typically the MSFA curriculum mirrors the CFA curriculum. So the requirements that are, that the CFA requires, that's kind of what the MSFA program was built around. So basically we are kind of, mirroring, making sure that you're meeting all the requirements for that. So that's good. And then last but not least, we have what is the cost of tuition? So the MSFA program estimate is around 20,000 for the full-time 1-year track for domestic students and around 34,000 for international or out-of-state students. So this figure, it might be a little bit increased. Unfortunately, in the past recent years, the tuition has kind of increased a little bit. So we'll be sending more information later on. So just kind of keep that in mind. And then the tuition is subject to change in the future as well. And then again, like these estimates are based on the 2024 to 2025 academic year costs. All right, so for those who have attended this info session, we do have some application support sessions. So these are for students who kind of need a little bit of help with completing the Cal State Apply application. So we do have 2 more sessions coming up, and they're going to be May 14th and May 28th. These will be held 5:30 to 6:30 p.m. And then you'll be joining through Zoom. So there's a link on your screen. There's no RSVP for this, so you just click this link on those dates at 5:30 to 6:30. You can just kind of stay. We'll have an advisor basically be there to give you some heads up or answer any questions that you have. And these are mainly for students who have, started the application process and might need help on casting apply. All right. So right now, thanks for staying with us. I'm gonna go ahead and stop the recording and then we can open it up for questions. So hold on a second.